In answer to military setbacks, war industry speeds production. In factories near Leipzig, on assembly lines like those in America, German workers double the armor on Tiger tanks for the Eastern Front. Even now, new diesel engines are being developed for super bombers like the Junkers 86P with its 9-mile ceiling. But such large-scale production is using up Germany's manpower reserves, already drained away by the Reichswehr's greed for cannon fodder. With Nazi pomp, they memorialize their hero dead, who by the million have given their lives for Germany and bound all Germans in a blood brotherhood of revenge. The bereaved woman is taken from child breeding in the home to dedicate herself to the fatherland in other forms of production. And Nazi children are made to do their bit until at 16 they are old enough for the armies. Today, German leaders count upon the factories, raw materials, and manpower of the conquered countries to offset any pinch in their own productive capacity. More than half the German labor force are captives who must work or starve. Czechs in the great Skoda works, imported Baltic miners in the mines of the Saar Basin, all sweat for Nazi Germany. Shiploads of skilled workers are delivered by Norway's Quisling and other Nazi puppets to release young Germans for the armies. From Poland and from betrayed Italy and Hungary have been driven thousands of slaves for the roads of the Reich. French prisoners broken by 4 years of captivity are thrown back to their families in exchange for able-bodied countrymen condemned to servitude in their stead. To Germany's own stockpiles has been added the booty of a continent, the equipment of entire armies, such as the once proud army of France, thought sufficient in itself to hold the Nazis in check. These salvaged war machines are now at work against the United Nations. With such strength at hand, the Germans do not for a moment think of themselves as beaten. Yet Germany today is not the Germany that set out to conquer the world. They have been compelled to shift their plans. Around themselves, they have built the fortress Europe, and within the security of its walls, they prepare to make their boldest stand. The ramparts are studded with huge guns, among them not a few from the fabulous Maginot Line. And deep into the interior, engineers have built supporting chains of fortifications. Transported from the bombed areas, vital industries have been so redesigned in groups called complexes that severe bombing may diminish but will not halt production. The German worker now concentrates on weapons of defense, such as the new Focke-Wulf fighter. And also to protect Germany, he builds searchlights and anti-aircraft guns like the Flak 36, which throws a curtain of shells 7 miles high. At the Rheinmetall Borsig, 16-inch, 50-foot rifles for the fortress Europe are being assembled. Submarines are still being completed at Stettin on the Baltic to lie in wait for the invading armies outside fortress Europe. Once again, the Nazis play upon German industry as an instrument to fit their plans, and German industry responds. The life of every German worker is regimented by a master plan more strict than ever. No matter who else in Europe starves, he will eat, but what he eats is measured by what he produces. This plan follows him home where there is a use even for the garbage from his one-dish meal. His clothes, though still neat, are wearing thin, and keeping presentable is a problem for every German. For his moment of strutting, the little man pays dearly as the war comes home, yet he shows no signs of panic. But lest his faith waver, the Gestapo exhibits the dire things that may befall him. Young as well as old can find outlet for war nerves by tormenting the people the Nazis have banished. They are inspired by their top ace, Hauptmann Novotny, who thanks them for the equipment with which his fighter group is said to have brought down over 300 British and American planes. And it's a red-letter day when Hermann Goering himself drops in on a busy war plant. But often, very often now, the air raid alert reminds the workers that there is a weakness in their Nazi paradise. Bombs leak through the roof. They take to the shelters. Every day, a German factory town is pounded to rubble. But 12 Spartan years have purposefully hardened them to withstand such ordeals without a crack-up this time on the home front. The bodies of American boys who will not fly again gratify them less than the mounting graveyards of fortresses and Wellingtons. Their deliberate plan regards no sacrifice as a loss if in return it exacts a high enough price from the enemy. The same plan governs every phase of their fight today. Even in retreat, they are not a beaten foe. They blast roads and bridges in an orgy of destruction. They lay minefields in the path of their pursuers. They drive every living thing before them into their fortress, leaving a blasted wasteland that Allied armies can cross only slowly, paying a fearful toll for every yard. Germany plans to fight the invaders field by field and house by house across the entire continent of Europe. German chieftains know well their present military position makes the time ripe for Allied invasions. They know we have the Jap to deal with before he consolidates his conquests. And we will not delay. Even if we do dent the fortress wall, they will make their counterattack the real test. The spider web of roads and railways linking their frontiers will bring to bear against us the reserves they have been husbanding, and in quantities greater by far, they think, than we can bring up with all our fleets. Today, in the heart of Fortress Europe, the masters stage great meetings to honor those Germans who have worked hardest and best. The crisis Germany faces, the people are told, demands that every German break production records as these workers have done. The same hoarse voice which has been the voice of Germany for a dozen years still excites their fervor. Their twisted minds believe his promise of secret weapons. They jeer at the rotten democracy. As he accepts his biggest assignment, a struggle to death with his enemy in America, each Nazi worker hurls across the seas the defiance of all Nazis.
Meine deutschen Volksgenossen, unser Kampf ist grimm. Unsere Arbeit heißt Leben oder Tod für uns. Die Amerikaner sehen den Krieg nur aus den Zeitungen. Aber wir Deutschen sind im Kriegsgeschäft alte Kämpfer. Unsere Arbeit wird diesen Amerikanern schon zeigen. Sie fangen jetzt schon an, ihre verweichlichte Lebensart zu vermissen. Sie werden schon müde werden. Amerika wird einen Kompromiss schließen. Sie werden uns um Frieden bitten, solange wir durchhalten. Und wir werden durchhalten. Heil Hitler! Sieg! Sieg!